speak to Painless.
Yeah, how you doing? Greetings, everyone.
Hey, what's going on, Chef Rob?
Hey,
what's going on?
Okay, I'm in Chicago, so I didn't appreciate that last comment either.
All right.
So let me ask you. You said you've done your research. And you said slavery as an institution wasn't all that bad. Okay, and the sister came back,
right.
and you came back with a good response. She said you wasn't there, and you told her she wasn't there. So
right.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give you a quick book right fast. Have you ever heard of Bullwhip Days?
No, I can't say I have. No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Do your research, homie.
You do your research. Bullwhip Days was direct slave accounts of what was going on. Okay, you read that book, you wouldn't be saying what you're saying. So, do you know about buck breaking?
No.
I thought you'd done
I
your research.
got a feeling you're going to tell me.
Do your research, homie.
Do your research. So buck breaking was where they took the males, okay, and what they did was they had either the whites or another slave rape him in front of the rest of the other slaves. So I thought you did your research. So do you know about...
Wait. I'm sorry. I thought you were referring to a book title. I do know what buck breaking is.
No, stick with me because you sound kind of slow.
Okay.
Stick with me. So,
that's how you feel.
You know Thomas...
Then why are you talking to a slow person?
Hold on.
Why are you talking nobody?
Hold on. Do you know about Thomas Thistlewood?
I'm sorry? Could you speak up?
Thomas Thistlewood.
No.
Thomas Thistlewood.
But you're going to tell me.
Thomas Thistlewood was a white man that they brought from England to go ahead and control the slaves in the Caribbean. He glorified to go ahead and having sex with almost 28, I think it was 2,500 black females, just basically raping them.
Okay.
So do you know also
Do your research.
Hold on. Do you know about gator bait?
I've heard of it,
yes.
Yes, young black babies, yeah. So what?
What do you mean, so what? So that last thing there with gator bait, and not to mention those other things, gator bait, that's something that you can go ahead and just push under the rug and go ahead and say, oh, slavery was not a bad institution, when they were going ahead and just basically taking black babies.
I said slavery wasn't that bad.
Hold on. Could you hold on? You can't say that's not that bad when babies are being murdered, taken from their parents, and going ahead and
somebody need to chunk your ass over into an alligator's mouth.
Right.
And go ahead and using black babies to go ahead and catch alligators, man. Okay, and no.
So let me recap here for the audience, ladies and gentlemen. Painless is saying gator bait was not that bad in the slavery institution.
No,
they were taking black babies, feeding them to the alligators.
Breeding plantations are not that bad. Rape was not that bad.
You retarded motherfucker. You don't even know what you said. You said it. You know you said it. Just like you can't even answer a question, a straight question.
See, he's doing that elementary school thing again.
Very
childish.
Okay, Chef
Have you
Rob.
got your fingers in your ears?
Let me give one more.
Chef Rob, go ahead.
You know about convict leasing?
No.
Well, he obviously don't because he didn't do his research.
Do your research.
Convict leasing was what they did was the individuals who was freed after slavery and the Reconstruction was they put them back into slavery and they arrested a lot of blacks and go ahead and putting them on different plantations working in coal mines and coal fields and cotton fields. So you don't know about that, and you also don't know about the institution of sharecropping. I hear crickets.
Things don't know shit, do we? Not a motherfucker thing. But you did your research.
I could go on and on about these atrocities, and that was just here in the U.S. Okay, so if you go ahead and you look at how slavery was while blacks were controlled in the Caribbean, and it was even 10 times, 20 times worse in South America, and then you go back to Africa, how things were. You said you've done your research. Obviously, you know nothing, because I just brought up that were just in the U.S. If I bring up the more the issues that were done in the atrocities in the Caribbean and in South America, and how they go ahead, what they would do in Africa, this is one thing they did in Africa. They would go ahead and kidnap the whole village, and they would tell the men to go ahead and go out and capture other black people, bring them back to them, and they told them, if you don't go ahead and bring us some more people, we're going to kill off your babies. Do you know they killed the babies and the women any damn way?
Now,
So
Painless, these are all, Painless, this is all stuff that's...
you ain't got nothing to say?
Painless, this is all the institution of slavery. This is all the institution of slavery. You know, the system that you said is not so bad. So do you still think it's not so bad?
Well, I believe that Africans did enslave other Africans.
Wait, hold on. Let me correct you.
That was not the question. Slow motion.
And please let me correct him on that lie. Because I just told you what they would do. The Europeans would come on in and see that two villages had a fight. And so they would go ahead and choose the weaker of the two, and they would side with them. And then eventually what they would do is they would go ahead and they would grab all of the women and the children and tell the men to go out here and bring us some more slaves, and we'll free your family. And almost every instance, they killed every one of the men, women, and children. You know, they did the same shit here in America with the American Indians.
Yeah, they did it to a lot of the Pacific Islanders. It's a common practice. And what I'm saying is that slavery...
It's not a fucking common practice. Why would you colonize a place and terrorize a place for no fucking reason? That's a common practice.
The British did it.
Question. Go ahead and ask your question.
What the thing what he's saying, because he's on the side of white folks. White folks want to go ahead and try and tell you that they worked hard. They have never ever worked hard. They worked hard in going ahead destroying and killing people. That was the main reason, because Africans didn't go ahead and need to develop a gun. The gun came out of what the Europeans did by traveling around the world, by getting the gunpowder, and going ahead and trying to figure out a more efficient way to kill.
Yeah, they got to be Chinese.
Actually,
one of the things the sister was going ahead and trying to point out, that Africans had sailed over here first. Europeans got really jealous at all that, and they figured out the only thing they wanted to do was to go ahead and just to try to go ahead and get riches and wealth. And they did it by just like Malcolm said, by any means necessary. They cared nothing about the other people. So these atrocities, I mean, slamming the baby's heads, cutting the baby's heads off, and cutting off women, raping women, bringing disease and everything here. You said that, hey, the institution of slavery was not bad. So why is it that whites got so rich in this country they shared nothing with their slaves?
Well, most whites in the South, most white people in the South didn't own slaves and were not that smart, were not that educated. It was a select few that were wealthy that owned slaves.
So
this idea that all white...
Before you go too far, but they benefited...
Are you going to let me explain? Are you going to let me talk?
No, because
you've been running your mouth for the last 15 minutes. You've been running your mouth for the last 15 minutes on your high horse.
Well,
white people in the South, most of them didn't own slaves. Most white people in the South weren't that educated. They didn't want to work. Many were lazy. I'm not going to disagree with that. And there were a select few of wealthy white landowners that dabbled in slavery. Okay? So that's all. I mean, that's what I got to say about that. I mean, the idea that all white people, and the idea, I'm not finished, sorry. The idea that all white people were slave owners and slave drivers is false.
No, it's not.
Many were, though, because they did slaves to the less fortunate.
Let me
They
go ahead
did slaves to the less fortunate, and then those that could not afford slaves, they were workers on the plantations of the wealthy whites.
Exactly.
Along with whites, too. No.
Didn't I just say that?
Yes.
Listen.
Chef Rob, go ahead.
You said you've done your research. The rich white landowners had slaves. And who did they get to control the slaves? They also imported more Europeans, especially the Irish, to go ahead and beat the hell out of the darkies. You know, you said you've done your research, but you missed that point. And these people were so brutal and so horrible. That's why I brought up Thomas Thistlewood. Thomas Thistlewood wrote books and accounts of how bad he was going ahead and treating slaves. He would go ahead, when he had slaves that he didn't like or he disagreed with or he wanted to go ahead and make a mockery or example of, he would make one black male shit in in another black man's face. So you can go ahead and tell me you've done your research. You are on this line lying.
Well, you could have done research that I didn't pick up on, and I could have done research you didn't pick up on.
Well,
I mean, to cover the vast array of research, I mean,
Chef Rob and Painless. Chef Rob, obviously, Painless not going to answer your question. And he did not do as much research as he claimed that he did.
Yeah,
but I'm going to put you back on hold.
All right. Many of y'all is right. I was cooning. I had on my tap dancing shoes. I was going all right. Many of y'all is right. I was cooning. I had on my tap dancing shoes. I was going all right. Many of y'all is right. I was cooning. I had on my tap dancing shoes. I was going.